Nina's next opponent was Michelle Chang, a Native American fighter of exceptional skill and determination. Michelle's cause, fueled by the need to avenge her father, brought a depth of passion to the fight that Nina begrudged.
Father, give me the strength to win this battle.
What are you talking about? Nobody will fight your battles for you.
Heihachi killed my father. I must win this tournament to avenge his death. It's my duty as his daughter. This is nothing personal.
Avenging a dead man won't bring him back. You're chasing ghosts, just like I thought.
How dare you! My father's memory deserves respect.
Respect is earned in the living world, not by clinging to memories. Let's get this over with.
Nina Williams versus Michelle Chang.
Fight. As the tournament resumed, King turned his focus to the next challenge. Enter Jack, a towering figure of metal and might, a hulking android designed for one purpose, to be a ruthless killing machine. This battle was not just physical but symbolic, pitting the heart and soul of a man against the cold, unfeeling strength of a machine.
King versus Jack.
Fight.
You win.
After his victory over Wang, Marshall found himself matched up against none other than Paul Phoenix. The tournament had pitted the two friends against each other, and both men knew there could be no holding back. For Marshall, it was bittersweet. He deeply admired Paul, but only one of them could advance. The battle between Marshall and Paul would be fierce, with each fighter giving everything they had, pushing each other beyond their limits. Their late-night training sessions would come to life in the tournament arena, but this time, they weren't sparring. They were fighting to win.
Martial Law versus Paul Phoenix.
You win.
Paul's power clashed with Marshall's speed once again. It was an intense match, but despite Paul's strength, This time it was Marshall's resolve to advance that pushed him beyond his usual limits. In the final moments of the fight, Marshall overcame Paul, landing a decisive blow that left his friend unable to continue.
How did this happen? I was the one who was supposed to face Kazuya. I'm proud of you, Law. But I can't hide my disappointment. Kazuya was mine to defeat.
Fighting's full of surprises, Paul. You're strong, but remember, it's not just about who you fight, but how you fight. But don't beat yourself up. Our fight could have gone either way.
I guess. This is your time, Marshall. Keep going. Show them what we're made of. I'll be here for you.
Thanks, Paul. I'm glad we're doing this together.
In the second round of the tournament, Kazuya stood before Yoshimitsu, the enigmatic swordsman cloaked in mystery. His sharp instincts immediately assessed his opponent, a chaotic presence, but no match for the heir to the Mishima Zaibatsu. Kazuya's confidence was unshaken. His ruthless power and the dark energy coursing through his veins had carried him through far greater challenges. This fight would be no different.
周囲の世界が崩壊していく週。あなたは自分の道徳を守り続けます。私のイメージで再構築しますので、聖人は必要ありません。
Kazuya Mishima versus Yoshimitsu.
Fight.
As the fight intensified, Yoshimitsu realized Kazuya was tapping into a dangerous energy, escalating his strength to monstrous levels. Recognizing the imminent peril, Yoshimitsu understood he wouldn't win this battle. With a last act of defiance, he weaved intricate hand signs and suddenly vanished into the arena's shadows, declaring Kazuya the winner. Marshall's next challenge pitted him against Nina Williams, a lethal assassin known for her ruthless efficiency and precision, never missing her target.
You seem like you're not here to play around. Ready for a real challenge?
I didn't come here for games. I'm here for victory.
That's the spirit. Let's see what you got.
Martial Law versus Nina Williams.
Marshall landed a final blow that knocked Nina off her feet, securing his victory. She glared at him, her eyes fierce. But there was a glimmer of surprise and respect for Law's pure skill in her expression. Without a word, she stood up and left the arena. The quarterfinals brought Kazuya face-to-face with King, the masked wrestler driven by a noble cause to fight for the children of his orphanage. To Kazuya, this was no heartfelt tale of hope. It was a fight, pure and simple. King was no different from any other opponent, regardless of his noble cause.
若者のために戦うわずかな感情。リーだけがせっかくに君臨する。
Kazuya Mishima versus King.
Final round. Fight.
Kazuya's emotionless passion clashed with King's luchador techniques. It was a valiant effort, but King was defeated. The arena buzzed with electric anticipation. After days of intense battles, broken bones, and shattered dreams, the King of Iron Fist tournament had reached its climax. The crowd's roar subsided as the announcer's voice boomed through the speakers.
Get ready for the next battle.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the final bout to decide who will challenge Heihachi Mishima. Martial Law will face off against Kazuya Mishima.
The audience erupted in cheers and gasps. In one corner of the arena, Martial Law stood, his face as determined as ever. Beside him, his longtime friend and sparring partner, Paul Phoenix, placed a supportive hand on his shoulder.
Well, this is it, Marshall. You've made it to the big one.
Yeah, one step closer to that prize money. I'll finally be able to open my dojo.
Remember, Law, I fought this guy once. He's not like anyone you've faced before. Stay focused. He's different.
Different how? More handsome than you?
Very funny. But seriously, just be careful out there. I've got a bad feeling about this guy.
Look, I appreciate the concern, Paul, but I've got this. I'm fighting for my family after all. Don't worry. You know how good I am.
I know. Okay then, go. Show him what the legendary dragon is made of.
As Marshall began his final warm-up, Paul's expression grew serious. He glanced toward Kazuya, noting the cruel smile playing on the Mishima heir's lips. Something about Kazuya's demeanor sent a chill down Paul's spine. In the other corner, Kazuya stood alone, his eyes gleaming with an inhuman light. The power of the devil gene coursed through his veins, hidden but ever present. He observed Marshall and Paul's interaction with cold amusement, already plotting how he would crush not only Law's body, but also his spirit.
Kazuya Mishima versus Martial Law.
Fight.
From the moment the fight began, Marshall was on the defensive. Kazuya's strikes were heavy and relentless, his speed remarkable for someone with such power. Marshall fought back with everything he had, drawing on every lesson and every hardship he had endured. He moved with precision, evading Kazuya's attacks and countering whenever an opportunity arose. As the fight progressed, Kazuya's frustration began to mount. Marshall, though clearly outmatched in strength, was relentless and refused to give up. In a moment of anger, Kazuya partially tapped into his devil gene, his eyes flashing with an unnatural red glow. The sudden surge of power caught Marshall off guard, and Kazuya struck with ferocity, injuring him badly. Though clearly defeated and barely able to move, Marshall refused to give up. He attempted to stand and continue the fight. Enraged by Law's persistence, Kazuya stood over Marshall, ready to deliver a final killing blow. Just as he raised his fist, a voice suddenly rang out.
That's enough!
Paul, who had been watching from the sidelines, rushed forward and threw himself between Marshall and Kazuya. With a powerful burning fist, Paul struck Kazuya, forcing him back.
誰が邪魔をするんだ?
Marshall, just stay put for a moment. The medics are on their way.
No. It's not over yet. I can still...
It is over, Marshall. It's okay. You did good.
Paul, you were right about him. He's different.
Just rest up. I'll handle him. Kazuya! You tried to kill my friend? You like fighting dirty? Then fight me. We'll settle this right now. You and me, there'll be no draws this time.
もう一人前にも戦ったことがある。覚えていない。よし、挑戦を受けよう。あの老人を邪魔する前にあと一戦くらいはどうだ。
You really don't remember, do you? You won't even acknowledge our fight. I've done nothing but train for this rematch for weeks. I'll finally get the recognition I deserve. I'll force you to acknowledge me.
おしゃべりはもう十分だ。来い。
With the tension palpable, the tournament officials didn't dare interfere. Thus, the stage was set for the unofficial rematch between Kazuya Mishima and Paul Phoenix.
Kazuya Mishima versus Paul Phoenix.
Minutes stretched into what felt like hours, and still the battle raged on. With no regard for their surroundings, their struggle carried them away from the main stage and into the backstage areas of the arena, where the crowd could no longer witness the spectacle. Here, there were no rules. Surrounded by concrete walls and flickering lights, the fight continued, each fighter pushing themselves beyond their limits. Frustration mounted within Kazuya as the realization set in. This fight could go either way. Paul was more tenacious than Kazuya had anticipated, his resilience testing every ounce of Kazuya's patience. He had to end it, and he had to end it now. In a surge of rage, Kazuya unleashed the devil gene further than he ever had before. His eyes burned with a deep, unnatural red, and a third eye materialized on his forehead, glowing with malevolent energy. His skin darkened to a deep, ominous purple.
What are you?
Paul's eyes widened in shock as he witnessed Kazuya's transformation. Kazuya's strength surged. His movements became inhuman. The third eye radiated with malevolent energy, granting him power unlike anything Paul had ever faced. Each strike was devastating, sending shockwaves through the air and cracking the concrete walls around them as Paul was driven back. Desperately, Paul tried to mount a counterattack, but Kazuya's overwhelming power rendered his efforts futile. In a final move, Kazuya unleashed a laser beam from the third eye. The searing beam of energy struck Paul with immense force, propelling him through multiple walls. The sheer impact hurled him back into the center of the arena, the ground shaking as his body landed amidst the wreckage. After a long battle, Paul was finally defeated.
Phoenix, 君のことを覚えているよ。君は強いよ。でも、君のような人に負けるわけにはいかないんだ。
Paul with his vision blurring, managed a weak smile before slipping into unconsciousness. Medics rushed in to tend to the fallen fighter, carefully carrying him off the stage. After his unexpected defeat at the hands of King, Jack was battered but not broken. His metallic frame bore the marks of combat, and his systems hummed with the data of the loss, analyzing and recalibrating. Yet beneath the surface, his core mission remained active, something not programmed by his creators. It was an emerging drive to fulfill his original mission at all costs. As the crowd cheered and the echoes of the last fight lingered in the air, Jack's sensors locked onto a new target in the audience, Kazuya Mishima himself, the very man it was programmed to eliminate. Kazuya, unaware of the mechanical giant's purpose, had been observing the tournament's bouts with keen interest, carefully studying each competitor. Jack moved with a purposeful, albeit labored stride toward Kazuya. The crowd, fearing for their lives, quickly scattered. The arena, now much quieter, became the stage for a confrontation that would soon mark Jack's final moments. As Jack approached, its internal sensors locked onto Kazuya. Kazuya, unfazed, turned to face his assailant. Mild amusement flickered across his face as he smirked. He had faced many opponents, but a robot was not something that could provoke fear in his heart.
機械、あなたは戦うために作られたが、強さについて何も理解していない。
Without warning, Kazuya's stance shifted, his body coiling with the pent-up force of a predator. As Jack initiated his attack sequence, Kazuya unleashed a devastating electric wind god fist, his trademark move, powered by both the physical prowess of Mishima and the mysterious demonic energy he harbored. The impact was precise and catastrophic. Jack's head unit was the first to shatter, the force of the blow sending shards of metal and sparks of electricity into the air. His body followed, crumpling to the ground in a heap of twisted metal and broken circuits. The arena fell into profound silence as the few members of the audience that were still present gasped in amazement. Kazuya stepped over the wreckage of what had once been touted as the pinnacle of military robotics.
Mishima Heihachi、このガラクターがあなたの出せる最高のものか。これが君の会議の頂点か。話にならんな。